welcome back to my channel. We're back for another Project Pan update. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really good about this update. I feel really good about the progress that I have made so far on these products. Before we get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for you guys. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear a Project Pan update, then let's go ahead and get started. If you're curious about this makeup look right here, I did go ahead and film a Shop My Stash Get Ready With Me. That should be my next video up in a couple of days if I don't change around my videos, which I can't make any promises because I am pre-filming because of my vacation coming up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change anything, but as of right now, nothing is going to be changing, and this will be the next video up. If you are not interested in this makeup look because it's bright blue eyeshadow, I totally understand, but regardless, it's gonna be my next video up. I'm gonna go ahead and have my Project Pan intro video linked down below, as well as my first update and my second update in case you missed them and you were curious about any of the progress or other products that I have finished up prior to this. If you're just like a Project Panner kind of person and you love watching Project Pans, I will have those linked down below for you to check out. If the lighting keeps changing in this video, so sorry. The sun is going in and out of clouds. It's getting warmer, it's getting cooler, it's getting brighter, it's getting, the lighting is just always a hot mess in my videos. I feel like, so sorry about that, but it's finally not gray and raining, so I'm just going to be happy that we finally have some sunshine. I think I'm going to keep the format that I've done in the past, where I'm going to tell you the products that I finished up first, and we'll discuss the products that I'm rolling in to replace them, and then we will give you an update on the products that were in my Project Pan previously and how I'm doing on them. So the first one, you guys, I finally finished up the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I tried to finish up this dang brow gel for so stinking long, and it is a mini. It's not even a full size, and the mini just took me months and months and months. I'm not kidding you. It took me months to finish this up. And when I tell you that it took me a long time to finish up, I mean like I use this daily. But I'm happy to report that I was finally able to finish this baby up. I'm not going to roll in a different brow gel to replace it just because I'm kind of sick of having to use the same brow gel over and over and over. So I'm just going to kind of like work through a couple other ones. I'm like unofficially trying to use up my Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix right now. I'm not like officially putting it in the Project Pan because again, I don't want to be like locked down to one brow gel, but I was so happy to finally finish this up. Another one that I finished up that I'm not going to roll anything in its place right this second is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. I have the shade 01 Light. You guys, look at that. Look at it. I finished up a bronzer. I feel so stinking good about this. Bronzers are hard to finish, especially one this large. Like this was a lot of product. Last time in my Project Pan, I had just a little tiny ring around the edge, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get it out. You wanna know what I did? I dug the like backside of a brush into it and like made it like get all crumbly and like come apart, if you can see kind of there. And then I just kind of picked it up with my brush when it was like loose, and it kind of made a little bit of a mess, but I was able to get most of the ring around the edge and completely finish it up, and I feel so good about that. I feel so good about that, you guys. I finished up a bronzer. Like I said, that's really hard to do. Again, I'm not going to roll in anything to replace it right this second because I don't know, I just want to be free and be able to use any bronzer that I want. I have this like stigma in my head where I like when I put something in my Project Pan, that's like all I reach for because I'm so excited to finish it up, and I just don't really want that right now. I'm not saying that I'm not going to add a bronzer later in the year. I might change my mind in like a month or two and want to roll in a new bronzer, but for now I have quite a few from the Sephora sale that I just want to be able to use and not worry about panning a bronzer. But I feel really good about that. The component broke. If you're like, where's the top? It just completely snapped off. So I love this bronzer though. I'm definitely going to repurchase it in the future. It is stunning. Oh, one more product that I used up that I'm not going to replace. Sorry about that. And it is the Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. It still looks like there's a little bit left, but when I tell you guys that I squeezed out every little bit, and I know I could cut it open, but I'm just not going to. This is another product that I really did genuinely enjoy. When it says smooth and blur, it means smooth and blur. This was so smoothing on my face. I really felt like I had like a filter on my face whenever I use this. So it's not that I dislike this primer. They have relaunched these primers recently. It's not in this packaging anymore. I'm not sure if they reformulated. That was another reason I wanted to finish it, just kind of get it out of my collection. But I'm not going to replace it with a primer quite yet because I'm really trying to work through a bunch of my mini primers that I have. I've got quite a few of just smaller, sampley, mini size primers in my collection, and I've got too many of them. And I'm like, Emily, you need to just take a couple months, work through some of these, get some of them out of your collection, and then I'm sure later on in the year, I will roll back in another full-size primer to kind of replace this one. But for now, I'm just working on my minis. Definitely keep an eye out on my empties videos coming up. I will go through the mini primers that I used up in those videos, not really here because they're not part of my project pan, but I felt really good about using this baby up. I also was able to finish up the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. This was in the shade 105 Fair, and if you can tell, I took a spatula and I was scraping this clean. I got out as much of this foundation as I could. I had told you guys in my last project pan update that I thought I was going to finish this very, very soon, and I had rolled in 2 other foundations to replace it. So I just wanted to give you another update that I did finally finish this. I'm really glad I did though. It just wasn't performing like I remember it performing. I used to love this foundation, and the last couple of times I used it, I just didn't love it anymore. It could be that this was turning, or my skin has changed, my preferences have changed. I'm not quite sure, but I'm not going to repurchase that. I did go ahead and roll in 2 foundations to replace it. We have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I have the shade Fair 30N in this, and if you can tell, I have used quite a bit since my last update, which that was 2 months ago, so I would hope that I would have some progress in some of these. But if you can see, that was my line last time and then here. So I only have a little bit left. I definitely feel good about this, and I definitely can see myself using this up by the time my next project pan update is. And then we also have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. In this, I have the shade 400 Pearl. I don't have quite as much progress on this here. The line is only a little bit farther down, and I still have quite a bit left. I just don't love this foundation. Okay, that's not true. I do enjoy it, and I have gone through one whole one in the past, but the shade is a little light for me, especially now that we're going into the summer and I'm going to be fake tanning. And also, this is a little bit drying on me. So I think how I'm going to be able to use this up is going ahead and mixing these 2 together. That seems to be a pretty good combination. And then when this is done, I'm gonna try to just find something else to mix this in, because I still want to finish this product up. But yeah, just a little less progress on this one than the Pretty Fresh. I'm also happy to report that I was able to finish up the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. In this one, I had the shade Birch. And again, if you can see from the sides, I scraped this baby clean. I tried to get out as much concealer as I could. The opening was a little bit too small for me to stick down a spatula in it, but even if I look down in there, there's no concealer left. Maybe a little tiny bit at the bottom, but I can't reach it. So I feel good about that. This was going bad. I know it was. I know it was turning and starting to smell a little funky. So I'm glad I was able to finish it up before it went completely bad and I wasn't able to. I'm not gonna lie, I've been missing this concealer in my collection though. It is so full coverage. And at first I didn't love this because it's so full coverage that it was looking a little bit cakey on me whenever I would use it. But then I realized I was just using too much of it. When I started using less of it, it was way less drying and way less cakey on me. And like I said, this is so full coverage. I miss that under my under eyes, and I miss it completely blanking out and canceling all the blueness on my under eyes. I don't really have another concealer as full coverage as this one. Tarte Shape Tape is kind of close to it, but I don't know. This was a really good concealer. I don't know if I will repurchase it. Maybe in the future, but not right now. And to replace that one, I rolled in my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. In this, I have the shade Fair 20N. This is a little bit too dark on its own when I have my normal foundation shade, but I think it's going to be fine in the upcoming summer months as I get a little bit tanner. I think it'll match me a little bit better. I do like this concealer. It's nice and creamy and hydrating like it says. It's not the most full coverage concealer ever, but I do enjoy it. Kind of like the Pretty Fresh foundation. I just kind of want to finish this up because it's a little older in my collection and I don't want it to go bad before I am able to finish it up. There's not really any indications or markings that I can show you to show progress or anything, even if I have it sitting up straight. It's a little bit thicker of a formulation that it doesn't show anywhere on the sides that I can mark. So we're just gonna have to go off how it's looking and scrape marks on the side like I have for my Hourglass concealer. But I rolled this in to replace the Vanish one. This doesn't come as a surprise to me at all because I love this setting spray, but I did finish up the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I had about this much left in it when I rolled it in my last project pan update, and I only wanted to do that because I repurchased a full size of it during the Sephora sale, so I just wanted to finish this one up and be able to start using my other full size. As you can see, I did, and then my other full size one, I'm already down to here. I love this setting spray. It is so stinking good. But to kind of like replace this one and just I want to finish this up, I am rolling in the Jason Wu Magic Spell setting spray. I like this setting spray. It's not my favorite setting spray ever, but it is good. It says it's a matte setting spray. I don't know if I fully agree with that. It doesn't really alter the finish of my face. Like I have it on today, and if you can see, my foundation is still looking pretty glowy. So it's not one that really alters the finish of your makeup. Maybe this is more one that like helps keep you matte throughout the day. I haven't really noticed that either, but it is just a nice setting spray. There's nowhere on the bottle where you can see where I'm at, but if you like can hear when I shake it, I don't really have that much left. If I had to guess, I would guess that I'm like down here. So yeah, we're just gonna keep chugging along and finish this up. Again, I like it, but I wanna finish it up. Speaking of Jason Wu, I also have his Ready Set Matte Setting Powder in my project pan. Kinda like the setting spray, this is a really nice go-to powder. Isn't my favorite powder ever? No, but it's nice and reliable. It sets my face down. It doesn't get too drying usually, and it performs exactly how it's supposed to. Again, I like this powder. I'm not using it up for any reason like I don't like it and I want it out of my collection. I just wanted to finish it up. So when I first introduced it into the project pan, I was here, and then when I gave you my last project pan update, it was here because I had like already started using it. And then this time I tried to get it like even, it's a little bit harder to, mark because it's pretty low, but I have it like around here. But if you can see, like there's really not a lot left at all. I do feel good about that. I definitely think I can finish this up by the next update in a couple of months. I haven't decided if I'm going to roll in another powder, so I don't have one here to tell you. If I do, you'll see it in that next update for sure. But I don't know. I don't really have any that are close to being finished right now. I have quite a few newer powders in my collection. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna zero in on one to finish up or not. But if I do change my mind and do that, obviously you guys will see that in the future. But until then, I'm just gonna keep working on finishing this one up. I'm still chugging along at my Huda Beauty Cream Lipstick in the shade Impress. You guys, I love this lipstick. I'm gonna be sad when it's gone, but also I like want it to be gone. I'm gonna pop up a picture here of my progress, and if you can see, I have used quite a bit of it up. It is almost gone. I do feel really good about this progress. There's really not a lot left at all. It's just a little nugget, but it's just kind of a hot mess. Like I said, it melted in my purse a while ago, and it just kind of gets everywhere. But it's a lipstick I have on. I do love it. I think it's a really beautiful shade, but yeah, not much to really update except for there is a little bit of wear on this, and I am going to just keep using it. We also have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. Again, I'll be popping up pictures to show you the progress. I do feel good about this progress for sure. There's definitely a lot more missing up here than there was before. I am so ready to be done with this though. I should reach for it more. I know I could have more progress on this if I used it more often, but I just don't love it, so it makes me not want to use it. I use it as a highlight because it's too luminous for me to use as a finishing powder or setting powder. It just emphasizes my pores too much. But as a highlight, it's very, very subtle and it's a little bit dark for me, so I don't know. I'm just gonna keep using this for work like I have been and hope that one day this pan will be empty. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift. I have the shade Natural Brown. I actually feel good about the progress on this. This pencil is very, very thick and it's very pigmented. So it's kind of hard for me to use it. It's not hard for me to use it, but I just don't really use a lot at once because if you can see, it's a really thick sort of pencil. And like I said, it's pretty pigmented, but you can tell by the picture, I've used quite a bit of this up. I'm surprised and not surprised. I'm surprised because of all the reasons I just said, but then again, I'm not surprised because I use this all of the time, especially for work. So again, kind of like all the other products, I'm just gonna keep chugging along and keep trying to use this up. And last but not least, we have the NYX This Is Juice Gloss. I have it in the shade Strawberry Flex. I'm a little bit bummed on my progress with this. This was my first line at my last update and then this one here. The reason why I'm bummed is because I use this all of the time. Like I use this constantly before pretty much every time I do my makeup. And then also if I'm just hanging out at home, I'll come into my makeup room and just apply it as like more of a chapstick sort of thing. So I was hoping to have more wear on it than just this little bit, but that's okay. Again, we're just gonna keep using it and eventually I know I'll see more of a dent in it. And I can see myself finishing this up like in the future, obviously, but yeah, it's just a little bit slower than I was anticipating. And that was it, you guys. That was my most recent project pan update. Again, I feel really good about the progress that I made. I was able to finish up quite a few products and then roll in some new ones that I'm chugging along at. It feels so good to finish up some makeup, so I'm just really, really excited, and I'm excited to keep using the products that are still in it, hopefully some of these ones that have been in it for a while will be done by my next project plan update. We will see. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.